What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new show right here on the Slam Sessions. This one's called Rippin The Net. I'm your host, Albert Albanese, and a little explanation of what I'm going to be doing here. I think I'm just going to randomly come on here, maybe by myself, maybe with a guest, and I'm going to read random comments from people on the internet, and then I'm going to rip into them, because let's face it, that's what I do best. So I figured this might be a little fun thing to try. So last night was AEW's All In, and it was a great show. And, a lot of people are talking about it, and there's a controversial spot in the show that a lot of people are talking about that some people were happy with and some people weren't, and that was Chris Jericho winning the AEW Championship, the first ever AEW champion in the history of the company. A lot of people seem to be supportive of this, which, why wouldn't you? Chris Jericho is the perfect guy to put the championship on. But a lot of people seem to have some problems. So I'm going to scour some internet, some Facebook groups I'm in, and see where I can find some negativity on there, and people that disagree with me. This way I can rip into them. Alright, here we go. Here's our first one. I don't like it. A complaint about WWE is that they don't build stars and keep the younger guys down. AEW had a chance to fix that, but they put the title on a 48-year-old man who is not what he once was. Alright. First and foremost, the WWE has a problem with not putting the belt on younger guys? Where the hell are you getting that? Look at all their champions. Take Brock Lesnar and Goldberg out of the equation, who Goldberg had a microwave title run, and Brock Lesnar, I don't even know what the hell Brock Lesnar is, but there's your exception to the rule. Seth Rollins, Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles. I know AJ Styles is in his 40s, but he still wrestles damn well for a 40-year-old man. What do you mean they're not putting the championship on the future of the business, or they're not putting it on young guys? I mean, are you stupid? Do you pay attention to anything that goes on? Or what? Are we just supposed to put the title on guys who are just really young? Because that's just dumb. Age doesn't mean anything. Age has nothing to do with why a guy should win a championship. What means something, what is important, is that guy can carry the championship. Now, the obvious remark of, this guy isn't what he just was. For a 40-something-year-old guy who's closer to 50 than all of us that are probably watching this may be, Chris Jericho did amazing. I love the critique, though. It's my favorite thing. My favorite thing is the critique. The critique always winds up being, well, he's too old. I guarantee you couldn't last in the ring in your 20s for half the amount of time that Jericho went last night. And don't give me that, well, he trains and he did this. If I did that, I probably could too. No, you can't. Not anybody can do it. I've heard so many stories of people who've actually gone to wrestling schools say that they've watched a guy take a bump, get up, walk out, and is never seen again. That's the reality of the wrestling business. So don't give me the, he's too old remark, because that's just stupid. Finally, the thing that gets to me more than anything else is the, why would they put it on somebody who's so old? They need to build new stars. The whole company's new stars! That's the company! AEW didn't exist before this! Everybody is a new star in that company! And you're telling me that Hangman Page doesn't benefit from this? Oh no, we buried Hangman Page. I can't believe they put the title on him. We put him in the main event of the first ever AEW Championship match. The guy's a star already. The quiz, the question, the thing that everybody's going to ask coming out of this in 10 years is going to be, who was the main event for the first ever AEW World Championship match? And it's going to be Chris Jericho versus Hangman Page. That's not a good thing for Hangman Page? For a guy so young in his career? Plus, you want that guy on the chase. Chris Jericho lends a legitimate name to the AEW Championship. He brings legitimacy to that title because he's the only person that has as much legitimacy in that company than just about anybody else. Cody had a ROH World Title run. Kenny Omega had a New Japan IWGP World Heavyweight Championship run. Other than that, with the exception of Jon Moxley, who isn't currently wrestling right now, I don't think there's one ex-heavyweight champion on their roster. How are you going to tell me that Adam Page got buried? How are you going to tell me this wasn't the right move? Chris Jericho's been on TNT before. He's recognizable. And my favorite thing is this. I brought this up to somebody the other night, and they told me I was, last night, obviously, because the pay-per-view was last night, and they told me I was wrong. My point is, if I sit there and tell somebody who hasn't watched wrestling since 2004, 2005, 2002, hey, there's a new wrestling company out there. Oh, yeah? All right, whatever. I don't like wrestling anymore anyway. I liked during the Attitude Era, then I kind of fell off. No, you got to check this out. These guys are great athletes. They're really good. They put on really good matches. The storytelling's there. They're going to start a new show in October. You should probably give it a shot. Yeah, who's there? Who do I know? Well, Chris Jericho's their world champion. Oh, Chris Jericho? Oh, cool. All right, I like Chris Jericho. Who else is there? I don't know if you remember. Remember Cody Rhodes? Oh, Dusty's son. Okay, cool. All right, and Goldust is there too. Oh, okay, I remember Goldust. Oh, I didn't even know he was still wrestling. That's cool. Now, let's picture this the other way around. It's this really cool wrestling company, man. You should check it out. I fell off. I don't really want to watch wrestling anymore. No, check it out. The matches are good. Oh, who they got over there? Who's their world champion? Hangman Page? Who? Yeah, Hangman Page. He's really good. You gotta watch it. Who the hell is that? I don't know who that is. Who else do they have there? Well, Chris Jericho's there. Cody Rhodes and Goldust there. I mean, that's cool. Chris Jericho. Why did they make Chris Jericho the champion? Chris Jericho. At least everybody knows Chris Jericho. That's wrestling fans for you. You have to remember that we're not as jaded as most other wrestling fans are. There are wrestling fans who won't watch the product at all anymore. And now we're sitting here and saying, it would have been really smart if they would have put the belt on Hangman Page. Nobody knows who Hangman Page is yet. But as soon as they get onto TNT and he becomes the top babyface in the company, everybody's going to know who he is. Stupidity. The internet breeds stupidity. See if I can find some other dumbass comments. Okay, wait, here we go. I got one. Here's a good one. But didn't Chris Jericho say it was gonna build Page into a bigger star than the WWE has built in the last decade? It didn't do that at all. Coming out of it, all the posts and talk is about Jericho. Haven't heard anything about Page at all. Not even that it was a great match or anything. Right. So we're creating stars with one match, right? First of all, if you've paid attention to anything AEW's done, this is the first loss that Hangman Page has had in the company, and he's been on every show. Second of all, they're not on TV yet. You're not going to build a guy just out of nowhere. We're not magically just going to go, well, we're going to put Hangman Page in there into the main event, and bam, he's a star. Like, I don't understand what you think. This isn't something that happens overnight. You guys got to really give things time. Everybody wants everything right now. Because then when they get it, they can go back and bitch about the fact that when they got it, they didn't take the belt off of that guy quick enough because there's another guy who's so much more deserving. That's my favorite fucking statement in the wrestling business. For wrestling fans. There are so many other deserving guys. What about the guy who has the title now? You gonna tell me he doesn't deserve it? Or are we supposed to give the belt to a guy, have him hold it for a fucking month, and then have everybody be so happy about the fact that he had it, but let's move on? Not everybody can be a champion. Not everybody's going to be a world champion. Not everybody who deserves it has been a world champion. There are guys in this business that are legends that have never held a WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And they never will. Some of them are dead. Most of them are retired. You look at the bigger names in the wrestling business, look at Scott Hall. Scott Hall didn't win the WWE or WCW World title. But he's still huge. He's still one of the biggest stars in the business. Championships don't mean everything. Bray Wyatt is proving that to us right now. Bray Wyatt doesn't need a championship to be relevant. Everybody's talking about him. Everybody will talk about Page, and Jericho will make Page a bigger star, but it can't happen in one match. The idea of that is just ridiculous. All right, I got two more, and then I'm going to stop before I have a freaking heart attack. All right, so somebody said, I wonder what you would say if Undertaker won the WWE title from Kofi. What? First and foremost, what? We're not. The WWE is an established brand. They don't need the Undertaker to win the world title to establish anything. As a matter of fact, they're going to go to Fox in October, and I guarantee you, Randy Orton will be the champion in October. Do you want to know why? Because as great as Kofi Kingston is, and he's phenomenal, I'm a huge Kofi fan, and I'm so happy that he's been booked so well during this run. Randy Orton is more of a name than Kofi Kingston. And they're going to move SmackDown to Fox in October, and they're going to put the belt on the guy who's more relevant overall. And that's Randy Orton. And it's the right move. Look at every company that's ever gotten a TV deal. When NWA TNA went from being a weekly pay-per-view show to getting their first TV deal, they took the world title off of AJ Styles and they put it on Jeff Jarrett because Jeff Jarrett had a lot more time on TV than AJ Styles did. Then they built AJ Styles up and they built the entire company around him. That's what they're doing with Hangman Page. Undertaker taking the belt off of Kofi is irrelevant. Doesn't even make any sense. It's a dumb comment. Idiots. Finally, the last one I'm going to do is, sounds like it's not an alternative. 3 shows. I'm sorry, 4. We're at 4 shows now for AEW, right? Overall? All In doesn't count. It wasn't an AEW show. So here we are at this when this new company starts, and already the thing is, it's not an alternative. Doesn't look like it. Chris Jericho won the world title, so that means it's not an alternative. Do you guys know anything? I swear, wrestling fans live in a bubble where the only thing that can happen is what they want to happen. And if anything else does, it's the wrong decision and it's the worst decision ever made. Chris Jericho is a household name. If I'm flipping through the channels and I have no idea what AEW is, and I see Chris Jericho standing in the middle of the ring with a world title, and I used to be a wrestling fan, I'm going to stop. But if I see Hangman Page in the middle of the ring, I'm going to go, who the hell is this guy? Well, it's probably some local, podunk wrestling company that nobody knows about. I guess they must have got a TV deal. Skip. Chris Jericho lends legitimacy to the title. And yes, it is an alternative. But judging that by 4 shows is ridiculous. Wait for October. Wait for them to get onto TNT. Wait for them to actually put out a weekly television show. And then judge them. Because before you do that, all you're doing is setting yourself up for thinking that you're smarter than everybody else. But then again, I guess that's exactly what all wrestling fans want to do. Ridiculous. So in closing, don't feed the trolls. Send them this way, because I got something for them. See you guys next time.